The theme for today was out with the old and in with the new. Today is Thursday, November 21, and we have the NVIDIA earnings report behind us. And on my daily review, I'm going to cover some of the earnings reports here. But the Nasdaq was only up 6 points today, and it felt like a heck of a lot more than that. It was essentially flat, 0.03%. Volume keeps coming in heavy, 20% above the 50-day average. So you could see since the election, the volume's really been coming on strong. The index is now 0.9% above the 21 EMA and 3.1% above the 50. So we're on a healthy uptrend. I shared my holdings this morning and they change a little bit, but I'm 95% invested, which the most I've been invested since 2020 because I don't like to be fully invested. I like to have cash on hand. And so I'm pretty confident in this market, trading higher. I'm confident in the rally, but today it was just flat on the session, but it felt like a healthy session. If you look at the 5 minute chart, it sold off once again. I think we had the world coming to an end. Russia is going to fire nukes, and then we've had these early morning downdrafts only to be, bought into the close, and the close is what's important. That tips the hand of the institution. So, you might get some panic selling from retail folks in the morning, but the institutions are buying this market into the close. So that is where the big tell is when they got to show their cards. And so that's why I'm heavily invested in this market because I'm a believer. I have conviction, and the Nasdaq looks fine. This is the S&P 500. It traded up to 6,000 on the 8th, and again on the 9th and the 10th or the 11th, yeah, on the 12th, and then and the 13th even. Then it fell off and pulled back to its 21, found support, and that thing's ready to attack that 6,000 again. Uh, and hopefully this time it drives right through it. And, it's just a large number that psychological, the Jesse Livermore law, large numbers, you know, I think it's going to drive through it here eventually as we get into December. Anyway, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. The Dow Jones Industrial Average now, it was up 400 something points, but it was only 1%. It looks like a big number, 462 points, but it's only up 1%. It bounced off the 21. I talked about this yesterday, how we've seen this bull wedge here down to the 21. I expected it to pop, and it certainly did today. All right. There was a lot going on today. I got to admit, I'm not going to be able to get to even half of what I want to get to because I'd be here all night. But there once again is the IWM pulled back to the 21, squatted there for a couple days, and then I found support and bounced. So all of these indexes look healthy to me. And so it's time to dig in what's really going on in the market here, not just what we think is going on or what we expect to go on or what the financial news media tells us. What's going on here is Google. Google had a rough time today, and when the government gets involved with your investments, it really stinks. It closed a tick above the 50. They're going to be asked to split up. I think this is a good thing for Google longer term that they're going to spin off Chrome. We've seen a lot of spin-offs recently. I can think of a GE spun off. GE Vernova has done really well, and GE Healthcare, and all three of them have done really well. And then 3M has some spin-offs. Just a lot of spin-offs have been doing really well. So I think this is healthy for Google long term. And this is just a knee-jerk reaction to, the government getting involved. So when the government gets involved with so we saw rotation out of these names. Okay, all these mega cap tech stocks. Amazon was down 2% because they also have cases with the FTC. So we don't know how those are going to end up, but it doesn't look very good until we get a new administration in there. So they'll probably try to stall these until we can get somebody else in there to make decisions. So but like I say, it was a rotation. And when you're rotating out of, $2 trillion market cap stocks, it doesn't take much to buy up, 5, 10, $20 billion stocks. So that's what we saw today. A lot of rotation in other names that were just ripping higher. And I said it was, out with the old and in with the new, and I'm going to get that to in a minute. But Meta, once again, consolidating in a base, and you think, oh my gosh, this thing's really struggling, but it's not. I mean, it's up 1.6% this week, and it's just consolidating in that flat base. Once again, once the government gets involved, it's just, whew. You look at Novo Nordisk and what they've done to that stock after the Catalent deal. It's just, really, really rough. Uh, you don't want to, I don't like it when the government gets involved, but sometimes it's unavoidable. Microsoft has had its battles over the years, and this was down today too. So, kind of flat, down 0.43%. But anyway, I'm going to move on because we had earnings reports, and I mentioned, oops, I got to do one more. Um, Tesla, this one, it's a mega cap tech stock. Yeah, I was down today, 0.7%. But to me, this is setting up nicely. You want that tight action here. They had an inside day yesterday. It's kind of flagging here. It's trading right at its 5 EMA. Somebody was teasing with me that the market's so strong, I'm gonna have to switch to a 1 EMA, but it's still 0.8% above the 5, so it's doing nothing wrong. It's just consolidating these big gains that it had after the election. So Tesla looks fine if you own that one, which I do. I'm just, holding it. It's not no sell signs there. I wouldn't be buying it just yet. I think it needs more time to consolidate, but I think I have it on my ready list though. Yeah, because it's getting ready. Fact, what did I say? It pulled back to its 5 today. Yeah, it might pop tomorrow, off that 5 or next week. But I think it's a stock that, obviously has some advantages going for it right now. Anyway, I did mention the earnings from last night, and we have some this morning. This is NVIDIA. A strong earnings report, but kind of a muted response. And I think options has a lot to do with this. I wouldn't expect a move from this until next week. It did pull back to its 21 today. Let's take a look at the 5-minute chart, just a daily action. Yeah, the knee-jerk reaction, the sellers, around earnings, you get these wild moves. But cooler heads prevailed. Investors came in and bought this thing up. It finished flat on the day, or what, up 0.5%. Yeah, I think you're gonna have to wait till next week just because of options. But it did take out that old high. What did I have there on this morning? 149.77. Took it out just a little peekaboo above and then pulled back. I think next week it's going to take that out though. Don't hold me to it, but 152.89. I would bet a lunch that it will take it out there pretty soon. All right. NVIDIA, strong report, but also Snowflake had a strong report, which drove the software names higher, and I'm going to get to some of those later on, but a 32% move, very nice, driving through all of its moving averages, the RS line heading due north. I want to take a look at this on the weekly. Yeah, just trying to break out of this stage one has really been in, time out here for a while. The change of CEOs, and it's just had a lot of moving parts. But this is rewarded now. And remember, we're in an uptrending market where multiples are expanding. So you're going to hear a lot of people saying, "Oh man, it's got a 57 billion market cap. It's too expensive." Just follow the price action. That's all you need to know. Forget everything else. Um, so it's no fake. Really had a nice quarter, a nice move, I should say, after their quarter last night. Palo Alto Networks reported last night and definitely moved that because it's the largest market cap stock in the cyber security space at 130 billion. They announced a 2-for-1 stock split. Just a well-run company. I went through the balance sheet last night. Just a phenomenal company. All this thing did was pull back to its 21 and just bounced. This is textbook action. Let's take a look at this on the 5-minute chart. Yeah, there it is in the morning. Oh, the sellers come in. Whoopee, I'm out of here. I don't want this stock. Whoops, I made a mistake. Somebody's buying this thing. Anyway, Palo Alto, just a great company. Still near a buy point there. If I look at the weekly here, that 380. Yeah, this is just peaking out of that consolidation. Yeah, it's a late stage base, but I like bases. I like buying stocks near buy points. I don't like chasing stuff. So Palo Alto looks pretty darn good to me. What else do we have? Oh, John Deere reported. The CEO talked about headwinds going forward, and the investors didn't care. They were buying this stock. It was up 8% today. And I believe it was just, yeah, right out of the gate, man. Boom, just hit the ground running. Nice high volume close there for John Deere. And it moved some of the other equipment names, which I'm going to get to in a minute. I'm going to get to a lot of stuff here in a minute. Just because we had a lot of moving parts today, a lot of stuff going on. And this is BJ Wholesale, as they reported. Obviously, 8% move, very nice. Breaking out of this base here. Let's take a look at the weekly and see what that looks like. Yeah, nice cup with handle pattern breaking out of there. If you like a, retail name, BJ's not bad. Looks pretty good. It's not Costco, but it's a very good stock, a very good company. And the last one is Shoe Carnival. Maybe some of you never heard of it. We have one down the street. I go in there from time to time. They have some random shoes in there. It was just up 1%, but the shoe stocks did pretty well today. I'm going to get to that as well. Anyway, I've got to, I talked about earlier that it was out with the old, they were selling Amazon, they were selling Google, they were selling Meta, and they were selling Microsoft, and they were buying the new stuff like ALAB. So NVIDIA, not so much, but ALAB, man, is 7% move with volume. I've had this on the ready list because I had a feeling this is going to bounce here. I think it's up all 4 days this week that we've had it on our list. It's got this, little bull wedge pattern as it pulled back to its 10. I'm not going to toggle back to it, just trust me. Pull back to its 10 and now bounce this week. And it's up, yeah, 20% this week. Not bad. So I'll take that every week. ALAB out with the old, in with the new. And I'm just going to go through, I've been talking about this IPO video that I'm going to make. So I'm going to go through the ones from 2024, which Astera Labs is one of, and also Reddit. Reddit's a monster stock. Another one that, shorts will complain that it's overvalued. It's got a 28 billion market cap. Forget about all that. Investors are buying it. They've done the research. These institutions research. They spend millions of dollars, tens of millions, hundreds of millions researching these companies, and they're buying this stock. That's all you need to know. They like it, so should you. It's up 26% today. I got to shout out our friend Micah, who's a early investor here. It's never too early to get started. He's got a piece of the Reddit, and that's a winning trade. All right, Micah, good job. 16% today. That's one that I own too, and I don't see any sell signs except for an aggressive sell that, you might want to take some off the table because it's getting extended from its 5 EMA there, man. It's 11.8% above the 5. So likely to come back to the 5 at some point, but it might be, a little later when it's like 150 or something. But anyway, good job, Mike. AS, knowing that I never talk about, but it's a leisure product stock. Remember, I talk about these um, boomers that are they're taking money out of their 401k and they're spending money on all sorts of stuff. Equipment, traveling, dining, all of it. Just helping the economy. This is American sports up 13%. Very nice move. That's new merchandise, as is Viking. That fits right into my theme here with the traveling, uh, just booking of flights, booking cruises, and just traveling and enjoying life, experiencing the good life. So Viking, another one of these new issues. So it's out with the old, in with the new, and they're really buying these new issues today. GEV, oh man, the close on this has really hurt me. I think it'll come back tomorrow. It was up quite a bit today. It made a new high. Yeah, it made a new higher at 357.09. Sold off in the close. High volume selling. Boo-hoo. I don't like to see that. One of the things that concerns me about this stock, you can see it pull back to its 21. One of the things I said that concerns me about this is that the new administration is not real thrilled with this type of technology. So I pulled back to the 21 and popped, sold off. I own it. I don't see any sell signs here. I believe it pulled back to its 5. Any stock trading above its 5, hello, that's a strong stock. Yeah, 0.8% above the 5. So I'm not worried about that one. And the last one in our group here. Oh, this is in the cybersecurity. I think Palo Alto Networks helped this one, but it doesn't need any help. Once again, you see this IPO base here and it broke out. And then what did it do? It made this high here at what was it, 45.90, then pulled back to its 21 to 42. So 45 to 42, the little, bull wedge action back to the 21. I talk about this every day. You guys are probably sick of me saying is, but then it popped today. And I think, Palo Alto is the big kahuna in the group, a 9% move. And it closed near the high of its daily range, 84% of its daily range. You can see the RS line driving through the moving average. This is a really strong stock. This is Rubric, RBRK in the cybersecurity group, new issue, with the sales growth and the earnings growth. So out with the old, in with the new, and those, these stocks I'm going to include in my IPO video this weekend. I'm just going to pick, five from each group, like 2024, then 2023, and 2022, and then from I don't know, 2019, 2020. There's a lot of stocks to choose from that group. Because we had a lot coming to market in 2020 as there was a lot of stuff going on. Anyway, not all good today. I've got to go to the crypto names. This is one that I had to sell in the morning. Had a big move. It went through 300, then pulled back a little bit to its five, and then ran through 400. It never stalled. This morning it opened at five. What hit 543, and then today it closed the gap here. A lot of gaps in the chart here, but it did close the gap. If you're looking at the positives, that's a pretty ugly bar, but it's just got prices back to what Monday? What? Yeah, Monday morning. Is that it? Yeah. So, I mean, it's back to where it was Monday. So, I mean, this is one that's going to move a lot. It trades with Bitcoin, but today it decoupled from Bitcoin. It is a proxy. I would prefer another name, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. I'm just going to show these. It's already up 20 bucks after hours. I mean, this is down 75 today. It could be up 70 bucks tomorrow. I mean, that's just the way this thing's moving. A lot of people are calling a top in this one. I personally I don't think so. The reason why is it's too early. It's only like 6 weeks into the rally. But you could make a point that it has its highest volume, right? Highest volume move, and it's got a lot of gaps in this chart. Highest volume move, then reversed, made a high and reversed. So that's definitely a red flag for MicroStrategy. Coinbase is another one. Definitely didn't have a parabolic move like that. Still trading near a buy point here of that 283. So it was down 7%. So a pretty rough day for the proxies of Bitcoin, not Bitcoin itself. Bitcoin was up a lot. And this is Robinhood, just down nearly 3%, just pulled back to the five. I mean, any stock near its five, that's fine. Oh, yeah, I got to show MicroStrategy because, yeah, it pulled back 1.7% below the five and 24% above the 21. IBIT this is the proxy for Bitcoin. Now, if you just want to trade Bitcoin, not fool around with these other companies that are proxies for Bitcoin, this is the ETF that I like. I mean, there's others. This is IBIT, and you can see it clearly broke out of an IPO base. And if Bitcoin's going higher, this is going to go higher. Those other stocks, there's other components to them. So, yeah, a lot of, shenanigans. This is just strictly the price of Bitcoin. Anyway, oh yeah, SMLR, I got to show this one. I looked at the website today and it's a medical product website, but really it's all about Bitcoin. This one did not sell off today. It was up 12%. So didn't have the misfortune of MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy has been up a lot recently, so give it a break. All right. I talked about Snowflake and the pin action in Snowflake with that big move. We saw Datadog move higher with it today. It just broke out of this base. Really strong move. Closed at 70% of the daily range, which is fine. It did make that big move higher on the Snowflake move. A little bit of, profit taking early on, but you can see it kind of, they're buying it all day long. So I like the looks of Datadog. Twilio, I mentioned this one recently. It's just broke out and it's just trading higher. Pulled back to the five, found support, made a new high, textbook action, and then GoDaddy. Of course, I like this one. This is one that I own. Going higher, I think 200 will probably be resistance here, but just a phenomenal stock. Software stock. KD had an investor day. Obviously, somebody liked what they had to say. Up 14%, closed at 81% of the daily range. So nice day for KD. IoT is another one that made a new high today, pulled back to the 21. This one could be one of your IPOs from 2021. You see, it came to market during the bear market, had a lot of this institutional due diligence, and now it's in its advanced phase. That's Samsara. IoT is the ticker symbol. And then one that I talk about a lot, but I don't think anybody owns this thing. I don't know, from my group, 3.5% move today, made a new high. We had it back here around 75. You can see the base here. Trended along, it's five, blasted higher here on November 7th. I guess after the elections there, it really moved and then pulled back and now making new highs. So this thing's just grinding higher. Phenomenal software stock there, Q2 Holdings. All right, I'm going to move on from software. I mentioned the cybersecurity from Palo Alto Networks, and it was definitely driving the sector higher. And you can see this is CyberArk software making new highs. Not much to say here. I mean, if you hold it, you own it. There's no sell signs, nothing to do there but count your money. I showed you Rubric. Zscaler, this is one that I like a lot. I was going to put this on our Reddit list this week because it's got these areas of interest. First of all, I like it above 200. I like it above its 200 moving average. I like it above 203, which it closed above today. And I especially would like it above 208.14, which it made there today, but then closed below. But yeah, that one looks pretty good to me. Zscaler. If I take a look at the weekly chart, you can see it's just like a stage one base here and ready to go higher, I think. CrowdStrike too. That one's up nearly 3% this week. CrowdStrike up 6%. Sold off when it had that outage, in a real rough spell for CrowdStrike, but it's recovered from that, made this cup with handle pattern. Now it's just surfing its five. So CrowdStrike and the cybersecurity stocks doing much better now. And Palo Alto certainly helped with its earnings report and stock split. All right, I'm going to move on. Somebody asked me to look at this stock NVT. It's in this electrical power equipment group. I'm just going to throw a lot of stocks in this general group, okay? Because there's, a lot of components to it. It could be tied to AI or data centers and cooling. Could be tied to construction. So I'm just going to throw them all in here. And this is electric. I really like this chart pattern here, this cup with handle. It's consolidated, had this shakeout. The pullback below the 50 here, now it's rallied back above. It was up 5% today. I was going to put this one on the ready list last night, and I thought I'm going to watch it one more day, and I'm a dummy. I should have put it on here as it bounced off the 21, but still it has that buy point at 78.85, so it's just trading a tick below it here. Definitely one to watch. It's in the same group as Vertiv, which is doing nothing wrong. Had that investor day on Monday. Well received investor day. Came out Tuesday just smoking hot, up 14.5%. Pulled back a little bit yesterday, 2.5%, then made a new high today, but into the close, it kind of limped into the close. Like, yeah, there you go. I'm not worried about this, last half hour action. This thing looks very good. Another one that I have, this is power, utility power, the nuclear. This is VST. I had this on my radar list, but it's extended now. I don't, it's surfing the five. Wait till the five catches up to it. Let it go sideways for a couple days. Yeah, 166. That thing's coming in hot. Big week for Vistra. Yeah, 17%. So we've had a good week. If you're in the right stocks, we've had a really good week. Um, what else is in this group that I'm going to get to? Oh, quantum computing. Why not? Throw it in there. IONQ. Why not? Made a new high today. Since its earnings report, it's just been ripping higher. Once again, 12.7% above the 50. So, excuse me, above the five, 13% move. You got to let that thing cool down. You don't want to be chasing it. But, keep your eye on it if you're interested. STRL. Another one of these construction data center plays and pulled back to undercut the five, a little bit up 4% today. Looks really good. Quanta Services, another one. I'm just going through these quickly here. Stocks that I like. Don't own it. I kind of wish I did though. This one's at 340 now, making a new high, broke out from that 286 area. Just give you one chance at the 50, and that's about it. Very strong name. I mentioned GEV. I believe I did. If not, I'm losing it. Yeah, GEV. Yeah, this one's fine. SMR, nuclear play. Energy pulled back. You can see to its five, then blasted higher, 7.5% today. Yeah, the open sold off and kind of buying all day. A little sell off into the close, but that wouldn't scare me away. Nice day for new scale. And okay, a couple more in this group. I just threw a lot into this group. Talon making new high today at 222. We mentioned that 197 area was an area of interest. Now it's just surfing its five. And then PRIM, another new high today for Prim Morris. These things aren't giving you much of a chance. They make a new high and they pull back for a couple of days, back to moving averages, kind of shake people out, then make new highs. So that's the story of this strong uptrend. If you're in the right stocks, leading stocks, that's what you're going to see. They're not going to form bases for you. Like I showed you with NVT, that's a nice base. Yeah, so you might say, well, it's not, making new highs. It must be a laggard. Well, give it time. Maybe it will make new highs. Definitely one that I'm watching. All right, moving on to some of the retail names. I'm just going to throw these in a big basket too. SE, this is another one making new highs. Just once again, got that bull wedge pattern, right? Right here to the moving average. And then ripped higher, pull back to the 21, now higher again. So the dips are being bought, obviously. It's not my opinion. You're seeing it in the charts. Sweet greens undercut its 50, rallied all 4 days this week. It's up a lot this week. 23%. Yeah, we'll take that. So sweet greens, not going to be left out of the restaurant names like CAVA. Nice day today, bouncing and now above its five. So, any stock above its five is a strong stock, 2% above the five. What else is in this group that I like? Oh, Bros. Yeah, Bros I like a lot. Big move and just pulled back a little bit today. 1% big deal. Um, yeah, and it's up nearly 12% this week. So yeah, good move for Bros. I think longer term, taking market share from Starbucks this is more to me, I think, a longer term play and definitely one of those IPOs that I like from that 2021 group. So you might see Bros on that list of IPOs. All right. What else do we have today? Oh, I got to mention DoorDash, one of my faves. Up 0.5% today, but trending right there with its five. And now remember, they don't go up in a straight line. It, went up a lot, and then now it's pulling back and making this bull wedge. Maybe it'll come back to the 21, the rising 21, but I wouldn't take my eyes off DoorDash. That thing looks like it's just wants higher prices, and 200 is definitely not out of the realm of possibility. All right, I'm going to move on to the financials. There's a lot of stuff going up today: insurance, defense, entertainment. I just can't get to them all, but I am going to go through some financials. This is OWL. You can see this little base here undercut the 21, rallied to a new high today. Wells Fargo, geez, what can you say? Wells Fargo can't even, it comes to its five, find support. Man, they just can't knock them down at all. Um, Morgan Stanley, obviously, with rates coming down, these guys are killing it too. Jefferies made a new high today. Jefferies Financial, man, up 2.5%. Ford, this is a financial credit card payment services stock. So I'm going to throw that one in there, up 7% today. Nice bounce off of its five. SoFi, real popular name with the Twitter group. And obviously, the LA Rams and the LA Chargers, they play at SoFi Stadium. So it's always in the news if you watch football. But you can see this very, well-defined cup-shaped pattern in the breakout here. And it's been up, I don't know, 7 or 8 weeks in a row. So, definitely a strong stock. 8 weeks in a row. So I almost ran out of fingers there. All right. SoFi just, flexing its muscles. Like Arnold. All right, this is enough of these. No, VERX, another one that I have here. A software financial name making new highs once again makes the big move higher, bull wedge pattern, just a flag or a wedge, whatever you want to call it, and then making new highs. These, and then the king of the jungle here. This thing's up a lot. I'll just go to a comparison chart. Yeah, up, yeah, 4,200% this year. Yeah, pretty nice move because it started at such a low price, I guess, but it's up here at 446. So yeah, congrats to the longs from like what, $9 up to 446. So SEZL, SEZL. And you can see the group is a top 10 group. Anyway, okay, I'm out of that group and I've got to get to a group that I've been mentioning a lot lately. I don't own any of these, but gosh, you cannot deny the strength of these oil and gas stocks. This is AROC, ARTROC. I've been showing this here for the last few days, up nearly 6% today. These are names that I've been going through every day. All they do is go up every day. This is EQT. Another one is Williams, WMB. Show this every day. It just makes new highs every day. YPF, this is the Argentina stock making a new high today. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. When these oil and gas stocks are making new highs, it's telling you something, right? I think you got to go to the weekly. But you really have to be really selective because the commodity is way down, and a lot of these oil and gas stocks are down. So, you can't just pick any one, and it's not like shooting fish in a barrel. You have to be selective here in this group. And then ET, Energy Transfer ET Phone Home. Gosh, this is kind of a slower moving name with a big dividend yield. This thing's just blasting off. Incredible move this week. Yeah, nearly 10% with volume. So anyway, these are all extended. So what the hell? That doesn't do you any good, right? What can you buy that maybe, is more you know, closer to a base, and this is Coterra CTRA. You can see it's still consolidating here in this stage one base. Yeah, it's had a big move off the bottom and it's a little extended, but it's still within the base. So if you're looking for an oil and gas stock, look for this thing to tighten up a little bit. And maybe you could take a swing at this one if you want to own an oil and gas stock that's not just completely bonkers. 3.2% above the five. So yeah, big move off the lows here. That's bound to trade sideways at some point. Maybe that 2770 would be an area of interest here as it trades at 2744. So yeah, that looks pretty good. Just let it hopefully trade sideways for a few sessions and let these moving averages catch up. All right, that's it for the oil and gas. My last group today, thank goodness, is I mentioned Shoe Carnival. Shoe Carnival didn't drive Deckers higher. Deckers is still consolidating within a base here. Once again, you see a lot of stocks are extended. Now this one's just consolidating in a cup with handle, starting to really tighten up here. If you look at these, daily ranges here, had a big move today, yeah, but still trading near that 182.26 standard buy point there, even though it was up 3% today. Deckers is one that I like, and just this is one of the top stocks of this century, the last 24 years. Yes, it's up there with NVDA and Monster Drink, 2.1% above the five. So Deckers is phenomenal. On holdings, a little extended there, broke out. Some people are asking me, is that a double bottom base? Well, it certainly is. Um, Pattern Rec's not picking it up here, but it made this high of 52, pull back, rallied up, then pull back to 46. So it made a lower low. Then it rallied up, pulled back to its 50 and found support, now making new highs. So a little volatile, but up 4.5% today. That one looks good. CROX looks like it's trying to make a bottom. It was below 100 yesterday. I don't know if it's going to stay below 100. It made above today, 101.81. So we'll see about that. Then www.com. Wolverine pull back to its five after this big move following earnings. Pull back to the five. How often have we seen this? And now pop today to a new high of 3.25%. All right. And the last one is RVLV. Boom. Revolve Group, yeah, retail, apparel, shoes, etc., blah, blah, blah. Up 3% today, making a new high. So up above $35. So, we like new highs. That shows strength. You can see it made a new high here. at 35.20. Then it pulled back, formed this little, bull wedge pattern back to its 10. Trust me, that's the 10. This is the 5, that's the 20. And so the 10, and then it popped higher. All right. That's it for me. Thank you for watching. Except for I have a couple things here in honor of the great Steve Jobs. I keep telling you, the boomers are spending. And my proof is that these leisure travel booking stocks, the airlines, and this is booking holdings up only, 194 bucks today or 3.88%. Just going higher. Monster move from 3,100 to 5,200. It's only a 2,100 point move. My goodness, what a bull market we have here. And then also Norwegian Cruise Lines. I mean, come on. I mean, this is pulled back to its 21, pop today, finding support, RCL, right? I mean, just trending higher with its 5. I'm telling you, the boomers are taking money out of their 401ks and they're spending. They're dining, they're whining, they're going all over the place. They're traveling, they're booking, they're on ships, they're all over the world. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But that's not what I wanted to say. In honor of the great Steve Jobs, I have one more thing. And that is the earnings tonight. Into it, kind of only down 5%. Not a great report. This is one that, it's kind of seasonal because of taxes, but uh, they didn't have a strong report. It was up 4% today, get 4% back after hours. So kind of a nothing burger there. One stock that I mentioned that I really like, and people are questioning me, why do you like this stock? It's a total dog, blah, blah, blah. Well, it's not. They reported a good quarter. The reason why I like it, let me pull back here a minute. The reason why I like it is it's shown the ability to make big moves. All right. So I like stocks that can make, this kind of a move. Yeah, it's consolidated here in a base, and then it fell out after earnings last time, unfortunately, but now it's consolidating in this base here. Whoops. And after hours, it's at what, 111? Okay, so we'll take that, right? Yeah. So nothing wrong with the elastic here. They beat on top and bottom line. They raised quarterly guidance. They raised yearly guidance. They raised revenue guidance. They raised earnings guidance. So fantastic quarter for elastic. We'll see how it responds tomorrow. 17% is a big move after hours, but we'll see what happens because you see, like Snowflake. If I go back to Snowflake, which had a strong quarter, you could see this one gapped higher and, kind of traded higher all day. So maybe Elastic will do something like that. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Gap stores, they reported, Gap Inc. It's up 13% after hours. So that's good. Retail's been strong, but the stocks have not responded, and I don't get it. I know it's a real stock pickers area, but the retail sales numbers have been strong, but the retail group, the sector has not been strong at all. But Gap, give them credit. They're going to be up tomorrow. It's up 13% after hours. This is Ross Stores. You can see how these things have been in timeout for a long time. Looks like an 8% move after hours, 154. So maybe it could get back up, above this area here. And then Intap, they reported, and yeah, strong move here, 5 something percent. This is the group with Micron. If I go to the weekly, like Seagate, it shows you right here, Western Digital, Micron, Seagate, Pure Storage. So maybe there'll be some pin action there. I don't know. This is 25 billion market cap stock, up 5% after hours. So some good reports after hours, some good action. And then the last one is CPRT, Copart. Flat after hours. So I don't know why I put that on there. Okay. Anyway, I'll have all the information tomorrow morning. There's going to be definitely some stocks gapping higher tomorrow. That's a good thing. The market's in a strong uptrend, so keep the faith. Don't get down if you're in the wrong stocks and they're going, backwards on you. You don't have to stay in them. Get out, sell, and trade into some winners here that are moving for you. It's still a stock picker's market, even though the market's strong. We're in a strong uptrend, a bull market, or whatever. You still have to be selective and select the right stocks. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you at mcstockcharts.com. We never give up, and you better not either.